Tuesday is coffee and conversation day. All right. Okay. All right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome again to our coffee and conversation hour. And we have someone on. That's Miss Now. How's everything going? Kevin Jones, Miss Now, I believe you muted. Let me see. Maybe I can unmute you.
I'm on the wrong meeting. Hi, guys.
Hi, Miss Now.
This coffee conversation?
Yes.
Hey, everybody.
All right. Let's talk to you later.
Okay, bye.
All right. Bye-bye. Let's see. All right. And so we're going to begin. And so today, glad to be with you. And we have Kevin Jones. He's with us. Who's joining the meeting. And so I am Craig. I am one of your recovery coaches here today. And we're going to get the show on and move on smoothly. Today, we're bringing an article to you by the name of greenhillrecovery.com. greenhillrecovery.com. You could go online and retrieve this article. Let me tell you what the article name, the title is, and that is Life Skills for Recovery After Addiction Treatment. This is our coffee and conversation support group. And today we're going to be talking about some life skills. It's so important that we're talking about life skill. I'm going to just share a little brief story. I was in a therapeutic community a while back, and one of the, I believe during the third phase of the therapeutic treatment phase, it was called reentry. And reentry, we had to present a life skill that we have developed and that we was able to facilitate the group by sharing some life skills with peers that was in the same group, same reentry group that we was in. And I thought it was an amazing opportunity to present some life skills. And one of the life skills or vocational skills that I have learned, which I have a few under my belt, but one that I presented was welding. And so there's many life skills that people teach on, but when it comes to the workforce, it is always good to have some type of vocational skill set. All right, let's see what the article, what we're going to be talking about today, besides life skills or the title. We're going to go for number one. What are life skills? Life skills are incredibly important to develop after addiction treatment. Not only will these skills help individuals succeed in daily life, but these are necessary for living and an independent life. Okay, not only is it good for after treatment, but also daily life. We have to have life skills, right? Life skills cover a broad area. These skills are important for performing nearly every task in daily life. They can be as mundane as learning how to tie a shoelace to as essential as proper communication and interpersonal skills. Typically, life skills are defined in 6 key areas. According to the World Health Organization, these areas are life skills include. Let's talk about it. All right. World Health Organization, better known as WHO. All right. And so they talk about 6 of them, or they make mention of, I believe it says 6. All right, let's talk. Communication and interpersonal skills. That is so true. You have to have very good communication and interpersonal skills when it comes to interacting with people, communicating, conversing with others, being sociable in the proper context. You know, they always say there's a time and place for everything. So a lot of times we have to be mindful of the setting or the audience that we are engaging with. All right, communication and interpersonal skills, creative and critical thinking. Let you think about that. Problem solving and effective decision making. That is so major because a lot of times we're going to face a lot of situations that they're going to require us to do some really serious thinking. All right. Self-awareness. That's another one. Assertiveness and self-control. Resilience and the ability to cope. That's one of my favorite words there, resilience. And I had to look that up. You know, I read it. I was reading something, and that word resilience came up, and I looked the word up, and it means to bounce back from a not only a catastrophe but a situation, to be able to bounce back and get refocused or realignment and get back on the right track. So I like that word because when it comes to my recovery, I feel that I can utilize that word in an in-depth way. Resilience, being able to bounce back. All right. It says while this list is not an exhaustive list of skills, all these traits are important to be able to live independently and be successful during recovery. All right. It says to avoid relapse, it is important to take all these skills into account and reflect on one's strengths and challenges. It may also be helpful to talk to a mental health professional to identify any lagging life skills. All right. And so you may ask yourself, we're talking about addiction. Why are we talking about mental health professionals? All right. And so I want to expound on that because a lot of times that aspect of our recovery get left out because a lot of people haven't been diagnosed or haven't seek professional help to do an assessment whether there is something that can be an underlying root cause of why a person started drinking alcohol or using drugs. And so a mental health professional can be best to answer those questions. Next one. Why are life skills important for recovery? Although refraining from using substances is the most obvious steps in addiction recovery, there are several other steps that the individual will have to go through to avoid relapse and proceed with the recovery process. To fully recover from an addiction, the individual must reflect on the past issues that may have impacted their addiction from the start. Once these life skills and potential issues have been identified, the individual can attend therapy or work with a mental health professional to start to redevelop these skills. So past issue, past events, past circumstances, past episodes could be something that one may need to revisit, and the article suggests that it should be revisited from a dual perspective, from a substance use and a mental health. Personal life skills after treatment. Let's talk about it. After treatment, individuals must learn to develop personal life skills such as communication, empathy, and interpersonal skills. These skills are important for repairing past relationships, maintaining past relationships, and developing new relationships. Self-care. While it is a buzzword, self-care is one of the most important activities that anyone can partake in to feel good, right? Self-care can be as simple as going for a daily walk or taking some time to oneself. But the key is that the activity is something that the individual enjoys doing, all right? Something that you really enjoy doing as part of your self-care activity. All right, having daily routine. Daily routines can help maintain life skills. For that reason, it is important to establish every team that works with an individual schedule and makes sticking to it a priority. Having a set goal or set schedule, a routine, something that you enjoy doing daily. Another one is maintaining stress. This is so major for a lot of people after recovery, even during recovery. A lot of times we are faced with stressful situations, and it takes a lot of energy to be able to cope, refrain, sustain, and maintain a healthy response to stress. The article says because stress is one of the leading causes of relapse, it is important to use coping mechanisms, there we go, to properly manage stress. Additionally, an individual must be able to identify, that's so key, when they are feeling stressed. First, recognize, be able to say, you know what, I'm having a stressful moment here, all right? And it says, I'm gonna read that again. Additionally, an individual must be able to identify when they are feeling stressed and locate potential triggers to properly manage that stress. Where is the stress coming from? First I identify I'm not feeling what's causing this. What's the root cause of why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling, and then process it, and then be able to utilize it in a productive way. All right, turn a negative into a positive. Emotional control. This is major for all of us that's in recovery, all of us dealing with life skills, and that is emotional control is important to maintain not only relationship but oneself. Substance use, right? It says substance use harms executive functioning, which is an individual ability to control impulses and manage themselves. It would take time to regain control of one's emotions, but self-care and stress management are great ways to do so. So some good information, I must say myself. Important life skills needed after rehab. While many life skills involve being able to cope with stressful emotions and manage one's stress, other life skills involve tasks that help the individual live independently and without the assistance of others. Wow. This is good stuff. Some of the other life skills that will likely be needed after rehab include the following: finding a job. All right. And so we worked on the mental aspect or the psychological aspect of life skills. Now we want to go into some of the attainable physical aspect uh, that we need to develop. And number one is finding a job. Finding employment post rehab can be difficult. It really can be for a lot of us. And so I want to be the first one. If not, I want to say I'm going to be the first one today. I want to encourage anyone that's having difficulties finding a job or maintaining a job for whatever reason. Don't give up. Keep being motivated. Keep saying to yourself, today's going to be different from yesterday. Today, I'm going to make a difference. Today, regardless of what turn out, I'm still going to put my best forward when it comes to finding employment. However, some rehabilitation centers will help in applying for jobs and resume help. We here at Capital Recovery Center, we have a computer lab. We have computers where people can come here if they having problems developing a resume. And now for all of those who have been incarcerated, a lot of times we may say, well, I've been gone for X amount of years. I don't have a bunch of work history to put on my resume. And I was one who had the same thought process until I met a female worker at one of the places that I was at during my stay of incarceration, and she literally gave me some great ideas and insight. And so if you ever come here to Capital Recovery Center, I use it back then, and I was successful. I believe and you can use it as well. And so I'm not going to tell all my secrets, but if you come here, I got some help for you when it comes to resume writing. Next one, managing your finances. Great. This is my area here. Managing finances, right? Managing one's money is important to achieving independence. So true. Some of the aspects of managing one's finances include open a bank account. It's a big account, but all right. Saving money, paying off debt, and learning to live on a budget. Now, living on a budget, I'm not great at that, but maybe some other people are. But opening a banking account, saving money, and working on paying off your debt. Home maintenance. It is important to maintain one's home. Home maintenance does not necessarily mean learning plumbing or electrical work, but simply that the individual must learn how to clean a home and make sure that all appliances and systems are operating safely. So you may say to yourself, that's self-explanatory. However, sometimes some people need to be a little motivated, all right? Cooking. This is really not my area, but I would do it if I have a wife, so she does most of the cooking. Cooking and understanding nutrition are important skills for living a healthy lifestyle. All right, and this is some good information. We're gonna go over all these aspects, and so here is some subtitles or some other titles or some other information that I want to share with you, and that is life skills for recovering addicts. While many treatment centers will offer group discussions and treatment sessions that discuss life skills, the recovery individual must understand the best ways to maintain in recovery and avoid relapse. When it comes down to the definition, life skill training has its base in self-care and recognizing potential trigger, right? Life skills for recovering addicts. Another one, and that is avoid risky situation. Avoid risky situations because relapse can occur if the recovering individual sees people or passes places associated with past substance use. That individual should avoid any tempting or risky situation that can compromise their recovery. Avoid risky situation. Another one, develop coping mechanism. Many people first turn to drugs or alcohol to cope with stressful life events or situations. Someone in recovery should figure out which coping mechanism works for them. The coping mechanism could be as simple as taking the time to participate in deep breathing or removing oneself from the situation to go for a walk outside. So if you're familiar with breathing exercises or behavior modification, thought process to calm oneself down or to begin to do some introspecting of oneself or how one's feeling so that one can be at ease. Always find some type of coping mechanism, whatever works for you. If you're having a stressful day or intense day, if you like going fishing, if the weather permits, go fishing. If you're a person who like to walk, go walk. You don't have to be on a sophisticated trail. You can find a park, in your neighborhood, wherever, or if you just walk around the block, all right? Find something that will soothe your emotions and calm your stress level down. Next one is manage stress and emotions. Figuring out how to identify one's emotion and interpret them is a difficult thing to achieve. Let me read that again. Figuring out how to identify one's emotions and interpret them is a difficult thing to achieve. However, When someone is recovering from substance abuse, they can reflect continuously on their emotions and how emotions impact their behavior. Once the emotions have been identified, it's easier to employ a coping mechanism and figure out a way to remove the stressor. All right, and here's some tips. Develop a routine. Develop a healthy routine can be a great way to assist in recovery by sleeping well at night, maintaining a healthy diet, getting physical exercise, and employing self-care. The individual may be able to reduce their likelihood of a relapse. All right, we're gonna keep moving on. We rolling here. We're not stopping. All right, next one. Sober living can include a set of life skills. All right, living in a stable, alcohol and drug-free environment can be a crucial step to recovery. However, this environment can be difficult to find. Here at Capital Recovery Center, we assist our participants, those who those who may be in the IOP program, intensive outpatient program, or they come in from a residential treatment and they looking to go to an environment that can further assist their recovery and sobriety. And we assist them with Oxford House, Sober Living House funding for 1 month if they find themselves in a jam and they are working or can show proof that they are working towards some type of independent living. We can advocate on their behalf for a second funding. That's not always guaranteed. Nothing is guaranteed. However, we will do our best to assist in that area as well. What are we going to talk about next? Living in recovery. Recovering from substance use addiction is more than simply abstaining from using alcohol or drugs. Recovery requires continuous growth, change, and an improved sense of self. Additionally, living in recovery means that the individual needs to continuously, let me read that again, all right? It says, additionally, living in recovery means that the individual needs to continuously reflect on their actions as well as their impacts. It is vital to know that living in recovery is for life. It is not something that the individual will simply stop. It is a continuous process. And you may say, well, I got this thing beat. I've been abstinence free. I've been sober and working on sobriety for X amount of years. I think I'm good. And so regardless of you never used for the first time or you've been using for ages, we all still have to work on coping mechanism and our life skills daily. All right. And so the reason I say for those who never did it, because I don't want anyone to think that, it's okay to casually use. It's okay to just try it out for the first time, because being in this field, I've learned that they're putting so much stuff in it that's, I believe, 100 times potent than when I was using, and it's actually killing people. And that chemical substance is called fentanyl. And so stay away from it altogether. That's my advice. All right. Let's go on to another one. And that is being able to ask for help. Do not be so prideful that you feel that you're not so prideful that you don't want to ask for help. I believe that is one of the I want to say sad. I want to say one of a state of being. Whereas if you don't want to help for help, it's often said when I read my Bible, and it talks about You have not because you ask not. And so they said, a closed mouth don't get fed. And that simply means that it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to seek assistance. It's all right. You know, I learned when I was in college, and I don't want to ramble on and on, but when I went back to school when I was in my 40s, and I was going to a community college here in the county of Cumberland, and I was in the library with a whole bunch of young people, and to my surprise, I needed help with a certain thing on the computer, and I went to one of the younger persons in the library, and I was amazed how helpful that young person was and it taught me a valuable lesson, and that lesson is if you're willing to help yourself, other people are willing to help you as well. But you have to be willing to help yourself. So I asked for help, I received the help, and I got a good grade. All right. Being able to ask for help. Being able to ask for help is an important life skill itself. And it is also a great way to help avoid relapse. Identifying triggers and relapse warning signs is one step closer to managing substance abuse. But it is not complete with being able to ask for help. Additionally, no one should be afraid to ask for help, and living in a sober living facility may give the individual the courage to reach out if they need more support. All right, that's what we're here for. We're here to help you regain your capital, help you navigate through obstacles and hurdles, and some things that we may know, some things we may not know. However, it's our job to find the answer. Remember, we were talking about problem solving, all right? And so that's where the problem solving skills come in, finding solutions to complicated problems or situations. All right, let's go on. Accepting personal responsibility. Woo, this is major. This is very major. Accepting personal responsibility. The article says even for individuals who do not struggle with substance use, accepting personal responsibility is a difficult task. As part of self-awareness, being able to accept personal responsibility for actions and reflect on the reason for those actions as well as the impact that the action had on others is an incredible important skill that is needed for recovery. And so a lot of times when we're under the influence of substance abuse or alcohol, we hurt people. We have probably said some things or done some things. And I believe, I'm a serious believer that it is our outright duty, responsibility to recognize what problems or hurt that we have caused or done and be able to make amends or to apologize to become greater, not only to the individual or people, family or friends, but also to ourselves. We have to also don't beat ourselves down, but become a better person by taking responsibility and say, you know, last time, do an assessment. Say, last time when I was under the influence of substance use, I actually caused some harm and damage, and I don't want to take that route or road no more. So I'm going to do better by recognizing my behavior. And so, as always, it's a pleasure to bring this information to you. But the last one that I want to touch on, and that is, let me see. All right, the screen have froze a little bit. Substance abuse support groups. All right, and so we're talking about today life skills for recovery after addiction treatment. This is our Coffee Conversation support group. And so, what better way to end by sharing with you substance abuse support groups and what the article identified or make mention of substance abuse support group. And it says, partaking in substance abuse support groups is a great way to help promote life skills and self-care because the members of the group are engaging in discussion and talking about positive ways to manage addictive behavior. The use of groups not only builds social skills and camaraderie, but helps support an individual as they maneuver the recovery process. All right? And so be a part of, share this information, like, subscribe, let us know what we're doing, let us know if we're doing something right, let us know what we can do better. We love to hear from you. Until the next time, take care. And my name is Craig. I'm one of your recovery coaches here at Capital Recovery Center. So long.